Hi, everybody. Joe Reinecker with you. Welcome to today's edition of Resource Central. Our guest today is Ed Veirs, a coordinator in the Fredonia office. Ed, welcome to Resource Central.
Well, thank you. It's good to be here.
We're going to talk today about an event going on in the Fredonia office, on the 14th of October. You're having your annual picnic. Tell us about it, and tell us where it is and when it is and stuff like that.
Okay, actually, it's going to be held at the First Assembly of God Church on 1102 Washington Street in Fredonia, and that's from 5 p.m. until 7 p.m. And we've sent out newsletters. My coworker Melanie Burnett sends out a monthly newsletter, and we've tried to advertise the event, and we've had it flyers that were prepared by our Parsons office have been sent to us, and we've distributed those and had them put in prominent places so that people will know about the event. We're looking forward to it. It's what we call our Customer Appreciation Picnic. And this is something I've worked for Skill not quite 10 years, and I guess this will be the 9th one that I've participated in some way.
How rewarding are they for you?
Well, it's an opportunity to say thank you to people. We have a kind of a cross section. We'll have caregivers and people that are receiving the services, other people that have contact with our agency for various reasons. We try to make the invitation broad and draw people in. It's not like a big 7-course meal or anything. This year we'll have hot dogs and potato chips and water for people. It'll be very similar to what we had at our ADA celebration in Parsons last July.
Are there local stores that provide the food?
They have in the past. We haven't had any donations of food at this point. In fact, I went out yesterday and made the purchases while some things were on sale. But the home office will reimburse me for that, and we'll have. I forgot to mention we'll have cookies too for dessert. Nothing fancy, just very, very basic. We do have local businesses that are contributing merchandise for door prizes, and we'll probably have maybe half a dozen different door prizes for people that attend and participate. They'll be given a ticket when they first arrive and sign the attendance sheet, and then those will be selected later during the picnic. And people are always pleased with that. I will say that the local Fredonia community has been very supportive of this event, and we're very, very happy to announce that. I know this year, I believe there were letters that were sent out from the Parsons office to the list of donors that we had last year. We've had some come through this office, but I suspect that a lot of those donations have been sent directly to Parsons since they were contacted by our main office initially.
Any speakers confirmed yet?
To my knowledge, we don't have anyone lined up. Now, there were questions about local political candidates, and I know I just work part-time, and I questioned my coworker about that this morning, and she said she didn't know for sure what had been done along those lines at this point. And as we've had local people, we've had candidates come and speak at our office.
Sure.
Yeah, just in the last few months, especially around the primary. But as far as them attending the event, I'm not really directly involved in the invitations that go out and that part of it.
Since this is an election year, will it be possible for people to register to vote?
Yes, absolutely. There's a strong, and I think all of our customer appreciation picnics across Southeast Kansas are really stressing voter registration, and we're not trying to cram any particular agenda down anybody's throat, but we want to be sure that they exercise their right to vote, because
it's very important.
Yeah, and it's especially important this year, I believe.
Yeah, it really is. Let's see. What else is going on in Fredonia?
Well, Fredonia is one of the smaller communities in the area. Right now, there's a big, a lot of excitement because this is our annual homecoming weekend, and there's going to be a lot of vendors and parade and different things going on tomorrow. There'll be some live entertainment, and there'll be a lot of people coming back in from that have moved away that will come back for the homecoming tomorrow. There'll be a lot of class reunions, and I believe there's going to be some voter registration table set up tomorrow. It won't be conducted by skill staff, but there are people that put a big emphasis on that in this community.
What kind of a voter turnout, or what kind of a voter registration have you already received from your clients and customers?
Well, I have. I know my coworker. I should explain. I just work part-time, and much of the time I'm not here. I know my coworker who couldn't be here at this time has registered several people to vote. I personally have not registered anyone, but I know that she has registered several, and I know she's gone to some of the other picnics and assisted in other communities. And
after the picnic, what activities do you have scheduled in the Fredonia office?
Well, we have our monthly advocacy meetings. We have a coordinator in Chanute that is very talented and skilled in making jewelry, and I know some of our customers have been very interested in that, and they have periodic jewelry days where people can come in, and she will be here with supplies that are provided.
And Trailers involved in that, I think.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's Sharon. And she's done that several times over here, and it although it's not something that I'm really into myself, I know that there are quite a few people that they usually have a pretty good turnout for that.
It's nice for the customers that you guys provide an activity like that.
Well, they seem to enjoy it, and like I said, it wasn't something that I would probably think up myself, but it's something that we do. And as far as other activities in years past, we usually have it in conjunction with an advocacy meeting, one of our monthly advocacy meetings, but we'll, instead of having any kind of special dinners for Thanksgiving and Christmas individually, we'll usually just have one holiday dinner. And a lot of times on that, Melanie and I just take responsibility for, people can bring covered dishes, but we always usually provide the meat and do the cooking, and that's pretty much. Pardon?
What takes place at an advocacy meeting?
Well, usually we used to have them where we'd always have them at a meal time, and again, people could bring covered dishes, and we'd all supply something for the meal, and sometimes there's a particular training involved, like you mentioned, voting and the importance of that. We'd all received some training ourselves on that not long ago, and so that's been stressed at advocacy meetings. We've accumulated some training materials that we can present little lessons on certain independent living skills, maybe budgeting. Sometimes we'll provide information about certain types of diets and cooking and food preparation. If there are any particular concerns as far as we've had presentations before from law enforcement on different kinds of scams that are being used, victimizing people with disabilities or elderly people, just for their own information. And that's always gone over real well. We're very fortunate in that my coworker Melanie Burnett's husband is a police officer, and he's presented several trainings for us at different times on different things, and always does a very good job.
I think it's about time that we wrapped up.
Okay, I might want to add though that one of the things that we will be working on will be our Disability Mentoring Day, and this is something that we've done the last several years, and it brings in a lot of special education students in the area.
When is that day?
Well, now you've got me. I can't say for sure. I don't have it in front of me.
Okay.
I know it will be sometime in November.
Okay.
But Melanie Burnett takes the lead on that. But it's been very successful in years past, and the schools have been just really great to participate, and we give those individual students some exposure to we'll have different employers and concerns there, and they can talk to those folks. It's not really a job fair, but it gives them some information. We also work with them some on completing applications, and we usually have a special presenter that has experienced success, someone that came from a background similar to theirs, and they have been able to get the support they need and have been successful in doing.
Has that person been picked yet?
Again, I'm not the planner on that.
Okay.
I think I'm pretty sure they would have to have someone by now.
Okay.
But in years past, again, as a part-time employee, I always go and assist with that. But as far as having a major role in it, I really don't. But Melanie Burnett and Luann Collier from Pittsburgh had been very successful in that in her area, and she'd been very supportive and very helpful with conducting the one over here in Wilson County too. So,
Joe Reinicker with today's edition of Resource Central. Our guest has been Ed Veirs, the coordinator in the Fredonia office. Thank you for being with us, Ed, and we'll talk to you, and we'll talk to everybody next week on Resource Central.